pill-popping scientific culture constantly treats symptoms as causes. Are you depressed? Pop a Xanax. Don't worry about working on your marriage or reconciling with your father or finally finishing that degree or getting a job, even maybe, dare I suggest it, going to church.
And there it is, of course, going to church. Yes, all of those things might be helpful. But this is why I decided to comment on this. And I know some people in my audience will disagree. And I know what I'm about to say is personal experience, and you can say that's not data. Well, it's data for me. Working on things doesn't always solve depression. I am an autistic person. I mean that quite literally, and I'm sure he probably thinks that's bullcrap too, just knowing, because I'm functional and the only real autistic people are the people who are nonverbal, and he's never said anything like that, but just by the way he talks about these sorts of things, I would think that wouldn't surprise me if that's his opinion. There are many things that are comorbid with autism, and chronic depression is one of them. I've suffered with it my whole life. Can it be exasperated by situations that I do need to work on those situations? Yes. But there have been times when there's been nothing wrong and I've still been horribly depressed. And we're not talking about the blues. We're talking about clinical hell that I just cannot even describe depression. And some of that is because also comorbid with my autism is I have obsessive compulsive disorder, which is an anxiety disorder that I've had for as long as I can remember. When I was younger, I was much more tormented with it, and it leads to a vicious cycle that can also cause depression. OCD is not thinking, oh, this just needs to be straight. Anybody who thinks like OCD is just fiddling around making sure your picture frames are straight do not know what OCD is. OCD is living hell. And when you're in the grip of it, you know it's irrational and you can't help it. And sometimes the only thing that could get you out of that vicious cycle is medication. Going to church will not solve it. I tried that. I've been through that religious abuse, and it is abuse. I've been told that I'm depressed or I have OCD, that it was my fault, that I just wasn't spiritual enough, that I just didn't pray enough.